guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with a ship with me. These are all orders that came through over the weekend. It was a pretty solid weekend of sales, but the kind of crazy thing is pretty much everything that sold on either Friday or Sunday. I think I had like 8 or 9 sales on Friday, 8 or 9 sales on Sunday, and then 1 on Saturday. Let me know if you guys have those kind of crazy peaks and valleys. It seems to be no rhyme or reason because sometimes these peaks come on like Fridays, sometimes they come on Saturdays, sometimes they come on Wednesdays. There's like no rhyme or reason. It's not just like one platform. It'll be like all platforms spiking on the same day and then dead on the next. Either way, it was a great weekend. But before we get started here, guys, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia, that is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, we've got a lot to get packed up. It's kind of late in the afternoon, so I gotta get these things packed in my car and off to the post office. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into the shipments. So the first piece we have here is this great gauze maxi skirt from Free People. This is one that I found, and when I had it on the haul, I got so many questions about it, but it's just a gauze, like double layer maxi skirt. I'll put the name of it down below. This is something that you liked. There are quite a few of them out there, so go and pick one up from another seller. They also have them in a couple different colors, but it's just a maxi length, double layer gauze skirt. It's like ever so sheer, you know, like in the right light, you can kind of see through it, but not like I can see your skivvies, more like I can see the shape of your legs. The white one might be a different situation, but the black one is just kind of like slightly sheer. But this sold so quick, and I'm not surprised. You can, like, over time, if you're new to this, you will develop a sense of like which Free People pieces are going to be the fast sellers and which ones are not going to move fast. And in general, when you're dealing with something a little bit more substantial, something gauze like this, it's gonna be a faster mover. And I think the big thing being that this is just generally boho, but like not styled of an era, right? Like this could easily be from 2010, but you would never know because it's a pretty classic style overall. Anyway, I had this listed at $42 and I got an offer same day for $35, which I did accept. There is nothing like a same day sale, right? So I got the offer for $35 same day with a $2 cost at the bins. This brought me to a profit of $30.01, and this was a sale over on eBay. She loves it. Such a great, versatile, classic, but boho skirt. Next up is this stunning dress. So this is Holston Heritage, and this is one that I found at the regular thrift store. I'd gone to the regular thrift to kind of supplement a kind of slower day at the bins. And this was like the first thing I saw when I walked in, and I thought it was so stunning. I mean, Holston Heritage it's not like couture, but it's very high end. So like so many designers, they have a couple different levels. So for Holston, it's Holston, just plain old Holston being like the couture label. And you have H by Holston, which is the diffusion brand that is sold at like, I guess like Macy's. And then you have Holston Heritage, which is more of like the Saks Fifth Avenue level stuff. Some Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, etc. So keep your eyes out for it because it's pricey. I want to say that this dress probably retailed about $500, maybe a little bit more. And it's beautifully made. Also, that pink is so stunning. Ever want to make a splash at an event, wear this color. And the kind of crazy thing is that this color, this kind of like blue-based fuchsia, is actually a really good color for most skin tones. It's great for, like, if you're like me, if you're pale with cool undertones, like this is a really complimentary color. Even with warmer skin tones, like it sets it off, right? It's a beautiful color. Anyway, I had this listed for $118 and I had it listed for 2 months exactly. And I got an offer for $88, which I did accept. And with a $9 cost at the thrift store, this brought me to a profit of $62.59. And I hope she loves it. Again, this is such a stunning dress. Also, this was a sale over on eBay, so I hope she loves it. This dress is so like up my alley with that like classic silhouette. I love that notch in the neckline is also really flattering on lots of different busts. You know, I'm not a pink girl, but if that was in like a great blue-based red, I'd be all over that. To rearrange the rack over here a little bit. You didn't see it. This thing is like pop up on the sides and the one side just completely collapsed down. So crisis averted. All right, next up here, we've got this beautiful little cascade front cardigan from Ellie Tahari. Just like Holston has the multiple levels of brands, Tahari is the same way. Ellie Tahari being the high end, kind of similar to Holston. Then you have regular Tahari, which you'll see at like Macy's, and then you'll have Tea by Tahari, which is, I want to say, you know, you'll see that at like Kohl's, maybe more at like a TJ Maxx as well. But this is beautiful. This is a really like lightweight tencel jersey, and then the ruffle layer is all 100% silk. It's so lightweight, so lovely, so soft, in the prettiest seafoam green color. And I found this with a dress that was also Ellie Tahari, also this color. They didn't seem to go together like style-wise, but they were the exact same color, exact same chiffon, so there must have been a set of some sort. Anyway, Ellie Tahari is super expensive. It's a brand that I'm still kind of selective with. Like if I see it at the bins, I'm generally gonna pick it up. And then if I see it in the regular thrift, I'm not opposed to picking it up, but I'm only gonna pick up more substantial pieces. Like this, I probably would not have picked up at $7. You know what I'm saying? $2 all day, I'll pick this kind of stuff up. Because this I'm gonna get somewhere around $30 for something smaller like this. But the dresses, and I've sold quite a few Ellie Tahari dresses that are just stunning. Those I'll get in probably the 40s, 50s, up to like the 80s, depending on what they are. Also a great brand to just have on your radar if you're shopping for yourself, because the pieces are beautifully made. They often have like really rich details, gorgeous fabrics, and very like classic styling. So anyway, I had this listed for just 1 week, and I've had a lot of interest in it, and I've had a lot of interest in the dress, which I still have listed as of the time that I'm filming this, but immediate interest in these. And these were like an extra small. This was an extra small and a small respectively for the other dress. So I had this listed for $36, and I sent an offer for $32. And with the $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $23.60 over on Poshmark. So I hope she loves it. This is so pretty. Like, talk about like a little luxury, right? This is a very basic piece for the wardrobe, but the fabrics are a dream. Next up, now this is one that I want you guys to keep your eyes out for if you are sourcing inexpensively. This is Zara. This is Zara men's specifically. And I know a lot of you guys aren't touching Zara. And if you are able to source at a couple bucks, you know, at a bins location, please keep your eyes out for certain pieces. So this is a men's shirt. This is like a textured cotton. And this is what they call like a cabana shirt style. So cabana shirts and camp shirts specifically are selling super, super well right now. They're kind of like men's resort wear. Like this is 100% the kind of thing that a guy would throw on to go to like the beach bar in Cancun or Tulum, whatever. You know, it's of course not something that you're gonna get $80 for, but you'll get $20, $25, maybe $30, depending on what it is, all day long on these. And it's kind of interesting. Let me know if you have the same experience. I find that men lowball far less than women do. And maybe it's just because men don't like to shop. They walk into a store, they say, that's my size, they grab it and they go. They don't like to linger. They don't like to check everything out. And maybe that translates to them shopping on the resale market. But in general, don't get me wrong, I still get people coming in offering me, you know, $10 for something I have listed for $150, depending on what it is. And that usually happens over on Depop or Grail. In general, with stuff like this, I get less haggling. So let me know if you have that same experience. I'm interested to hear if we're all experiencing the same thing. Anyway, I'm selective with what I get, but when I see the right pieces, especially camp shirts, cabana shirts, especially right now in the year, all day I'm grabbing them. And I might even consider paying up to like $5 for them because I know that they're gonna sell pretty fast, and I know I'll get probably a minimum of like $20 on them. But I had this listed at $28 for just 4 days, got an offer for $25 over on Depop, which I did accept with a $2 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $21.65. So I hope he loves it. I hope it's going on vacation. Again, I always like to imagine these pieces going to some fabulous beach location. Have a drink for me. Next up, I've got a cute little 2-piece bundle, and the first piece I have here is this Prana sweatshirt. Now this is interesting. I picked this up because it feels pretty much brand new. And Prana stuff, we talked about this in my haul a few weeks back, you know, has really slowed down. And one of you brought up a really good point, and I want to make sure that I kind of call this out, because when I say that Prana has really slowed down, I mean specifically like the Prana casual wear. Their true hiking gear, like their Hali pants, etc., like their real kind of technical stuff, still does sell quite well. It's very expensive and it's good stuff, but their casual wear has slowed down considerably. Either way, I picked this up because it was pretty much brand new. I offered it to my friend, it didn't fit her, so for sale it went. And then the other piece she picked up was this cute Monoprix. You guys chimed in when I showed this on the haul, saying that this is a store in France. This is so interesting. It's a store in France that's similar to like a Target or a Walmart here where you can get groceries, but they also have really high quality basic clothing. Like when I think about a Target or when I think about a Walmart, I'm certainly not thinking about 100% linen jersey, and that's what this is. Initially, I bought this for myself and it just didn't fit me the way I liked, so I listed it. And you know, Monoprix, one of you said it was called like Monoprix. It's kind of like how we call Target Target. Not super expensive, but gorgeous quality basics for sure, as far as I can see. But I just listed it, you know, thinking somebody was gonna want it, and it sold super, super quickly. I always wonder about the journey these pieces take before they get to my hands. And I'll tell you, I said this in the haul where I showed that tank top. If you have never felt the dream that linen jersey is against your skin, please treat yourself to a piece this summer. Linen jersey is like drapey and breathable and all the things you want like a piece of jersey to be. It just feels so elevated and luxe. Lunia just came out with a line of linen jersey like tops and pants, and I am scouring Poshmark because I refuse to pay the whatever it is, $400 for a set, because they are so expensive, but I want them real bad. Anyway, the bundle price on these two, neither of them I had priced too terribly high. I had the Prana piece listed for about 3 weeks, and I think the black tank top I had listed for like 2 or 3 days before it sold. But the bundle price was $34. That was with my discount. And then she offered me $30, which I did accept, with a total $4 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $22. And I hope she loves them. To put that in context, right? Like that Prana sweatshirt was probably like 90 bucks. Their stuff is expensive. So again, just kind of mind what you're sourcing that stuff for. Check comps when you see a piece in the thrift store. Obviously be a little bit more generous when you find real hiking stuff, but when it comes to their casual wear, just proceed with caution. That's not an automatic buy anymore, I don't think, for anybody. All right, next up. Now this is a dress from House of CB. Now this is obviously a brand you want to keep your eyes out for. House of CB is a British company, and they make a lot of like special occasion dresses, lots of stuff that, you know, like you would wear to a wedding, like good wedding guest dresses. And honestly, for the price, they range about $200, maybe up to like $300. I will say, the quality is so nice. Now this is like a bandage dress, and I wish you could feel the weight on this because it is quite heavy. And I don't think that they've been doing many bandage style dresses recently. They were kind of like at the forefront of the corset dress that has been so popular for the last couple years. But this I found this in the bins, and it did have like a little bit of discoloration on the rear. Now I took this to the dry cleaners to see if they could lighten it, and it did lighten quite a bit, but there's still that tiny little bit of discoloration. It is something where like you would have to really look at it to see it, but it's still there, so I made sure to disclose that. Now if this was in like flawless condition, this probably would have gone for about $100. And if it was one of the more recent designs, like the corset style or even like the florals, they did a line of florals, I think it was last summer. I think they're still doing florals this year. Those are selling for like $150, even up to like $200 if it's a sold out style. I will say, if you have a wedding coming up, or you have an event coming up and you are looking for a dress, check out House of CB. Their stuff is beautiful. Do check the measurements because the sizing can be a little bit varied, but their stuff is just stunning. And their whole thing, like the whole company, is founded on the thought of showcasing like the curves of a woman. So it's good stuff. And again, for the price, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not cheap, but for the price, the quality is excellent. And you will see knockoffs all over the internet, like people using the House of CB pictures and like selling them for $50 or whatever the case may be. Like, just do a Google image search if you see something that looks like a House of CB dress and see if it is actually a House of CB dress. But beautiful stuff. I had this listed for $70. Again, if this was flawless, I probably would have listed it 100 or so. And if it was one of the newer ones, I would have listed it probably 160 or so, but I got an offer for $50, which I did accept. I have had this for a little bit of time. I've had it for about 8 months, but just higher dollar stuff I always assume it's gonna take a little bit longer to sell. But with a $1 cost of the bins, it brought me to a profit of $39 even, and this was a Poshmark sale. So I hope she loves it. This kind of stuff, like bandage dresses, if you somehow mercifully missed that phase in clothing, they are uncomfortable as all get out, but man, do they do good things. I like Spanx eat your hearts out. You know what I'm saying? Like they do all the things for your body. Next up, this was an interesting one. This was a little linen cotton sleeveless tank from a brand called Aleague. And it felt really nice, so I grabbed it. And it turns out Aleague is like a slow fashion brand, right? They make things with an eco-conscious focus, and it's just really, you know, simple pieces, simple silhouettes, really nice quality fabrics. That's kind of their thing. So keep your eyes out for it because it is not cheap. This, I believe, was part of a set. So if I had both parts of this set, this probably would have gone $40, $50, maybe even a little bit more. So if you do find a piece, when I was looking on their website, it looks like a lot of their stuff comes in sets. So if you are in the bins and you find a piece, do yourself a favor and like dig around to see if you can find another half of it. It's one of my little like tips when you're at the bins. We talk about there's raw donations and then like store pulls. The store pulls are things that have been in a Goodwill store and they don't sell, so they go to the bins. And then they have raw donations. So if you're ever in the bins, this is especially for you newbies out there that are just, you know, dipping your toes in. If you are digging through a bin and you find like two pieces that look like they might have come from the same closet that are like the same size, so maybe like two Free People tops that are both a size medium and they look like the same person might have bought them, tear apart that bin. This is when you see that little start of a pattern there, that generally means that you're looking at a raw donation and they just dump the bag right in. So if there's two, there might be 3, 4, 5, 6. I've found a couple really good caches doing that, but just like if you're going through and you see the two, let that be a little pain to yourself that you should be going through every single item that's in that bin. Anyway, I had this listed for just about 2 weeks and I had it listed for $32. And we went back and forth. I sent an offer and then she sent a counter offer and we landed on $26. So I did accept that. With a $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $18.80. So I hope she loves it. It is really cute. And I will tell you, I'm a fan of their clothing. This is the first time I've ever found this designer anywhere. So I will be keeping my eyes out for it from now on, including for myself. Next up, this is one that I had for a little bit of a while, and I guess it's kind of a harder thing to wear, right? This is from L'Academy, which is a brand sold at Revolve. I don't know if it's a house brand from Revolve, but it's definitely a pretty good brand. This was definitely a couple years back a big time bolo. But again, this is like ultra cropped, it's sheer, all the things, right? This isn't the easiest shirt in the world to wear. But personally, I think it is so cute. Don't even know how to fold it. Like it's kind of amorphous. This is such a cute little going out shirt though. Funny how the evolution of the going out shirt has happened. Like we used to wear, everything was like beaded and glitter and interesting cuts, and now it's all very like soft and coquette and just, you know, cropped. You know, that's the thing now. Man, some of the stuff we wore back in the day. Ooh! There are some like pictures from my college days that I look at and I'm like who told you? Who told you that this looked good? There was one shirt in particular, like I am very pale and very cool toned and like I don't tan, right? And I had this one shirt, I was obsessed with like that baby pink black combo that was really big in the early 2000s. And I had this tank top and it was just this big, I look naked in every picture. It's upsetting. But also here's to the girls who tell you you look good no matter what. Those are the real ones. Anyway, I had this listed for just over a year. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, just given like the silhouette of this shirt. But I had it listed for just over a year and I had it listed at $34. I got an offer for $25.80 over on eBay, which I gladly accepted. I was ready to move this on with a $1 cost at the bins. This brought me to a profit of $20.07. So I hope she loves it. It is so cute. But yeah, happy to be moving that one on. Next up, this is a dress from Banana Republic. I think this is actually Banana Republic outlet. If you did not know, J. Crew and Banana Republic have the same thing. If you look at a tag and it's got those 3 little dots there under the name, that generally means that this is a piece that was made for the outlets. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I picked this up because of what it was, right? Like, I don't pick up much Banana Republic at all, period, let alone outlet stuff. But this is plus size. It's in fantastic condition. It feels like brand new. It's like a perfect little black dress with a tie waist. So this is the kind of thing that I absolutely will pick up. I know a lot of you have been doing this probably longer than me, but I know a lot of you are also brand new in your journeys. So like, if you see something and it kind of piques your interest, like put it in your bag, put it in your basket, run some comps, see if it'll be worth it. There's a lot of people that do really good with simply bread and butter stuff. And honestly, I got a better price for this than I did for some higher end stuff that I sold this week. So that was a little bit of my spidey sense doing right there. But it always pays to just, you know, indulge. At least indulge your curiosity while you're outsourcing. For your internal barometer, a little black dress that's in great condition, that's plus size, is usually a very good bet. Anyway, I had this one listed for about 5 months, and I had it listed for $34, and it popped through as a full price sale. And with a $1 cost at the bins, it's brought me to a profit of $29.40 over on eBay. So I hope she loves it. This is the kind of stuff that I do sell slightly better over on eBay than I do on Poshmark. Anyway, next up, we've got this adorable dress. This is from a brand called Belle Poke, which I had never heard of before. And it's this kind of retro style dress with a cute little like strawberry print. It's not cotton, it's polyester, almost like a satiny fabric. But this kind of falls into that retro style dress category that I love. Retro dressing, like the people that dress kind of retro, they dress kind of rockabilly. It tends to be a lifestyle. This isn't something that they necessarily like do on the weekends. This is, a lot of them, this is how they dress every day. So when you have something like that, that is a lifestyle, not a trend, right? Like there's a big difference between a lifestyle and a trend. Like Log and Look is a lifestyle. Retro dressing like this is generally a lifestyle. Goth is a lifestyle, not a trend. There are trends inside of it. You know, you have whimsy goth and you have like the fairy core and all that kind of stuff. But in general, dressing goth, dressing retro, not a trend, it's a lifestyle. So when you have something like that where the clothing is distinctive, i.e. retro, and then you have a limited amount of companies that make those kinds of clothes, that is a magic combination for resellers like us. Because they tend to be fairly expensive because there's not a ton of competition. And now I'm not saying that they're charging $400 or $500 for these pieces, but if you go on Unique Vintage or you go on, you know, Mod Cloth, these pieces can be like $100. People are looking for a deal on stuff like that. And it's a very engaged buyer pool. It's a smaller buyer pool, but it's very engaged. So these kind of things are like my favorite things to pick up anytime I see them. I don't see them anywhere near as much as I would like to. That also like makes sense. There's just not a lot of this clothing out there in the world. But I will say, if you see this kind of stuff, even if it's a no-name like Amazon brand thing, like pick it up. You will probably get a minimum of $20 on it. And depending on the brand, depending on the size, depending on the motif, depending on the style, it can easily go up into $50, $60, $70. Unique Vintage, I think I've gotten like over $100 for one of their pieces once. Anyway, I had this listed for $32 for just about 2 months, and I got an offer for $25, which I did accept. With a $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $21.41 over on Depop. But yeah, I don't know if Belle Poke is a really like well-known brand, but it's the style that sells it, right? So when you find something like this, make sure you're like beefing up the keywords, but it's a very safe bet when you see it when you are outsourcing. Next up, it is bathing suit time. This is a cute little bikini top from Triangle. Triangle was really famous a few years back for making those like color block style bikinis, but it's still a really good brand. Still fairly expensive. This is like neoprene with a little bit of like a crochet detail here. Y'all have me self-conscious about crochet now. I'm pretty sure that that is crochet. I'm pretty sure. I'm getting there. Like I know the differences, but I don't visually know the differences yet, but I'm working on it. Anyway, Triangle is definitely one of those swimsuit brands you do want to pick up if you see it. And I'll tell you guys, you know, I've been saying this, swim sells all year for me. Like I feel like a lot of us kind of got into the habit of keeping summer clothes to list around springtime when it's starting to be that time. Like I sold swimsuits, multiple swimsuits in January and February this year. People go on vacations all year long. And the thing is, especially with stuff like swimwear and like resort wear. This is the kind of stuff you can't find in store. Like you can't go to TJ Maxx and look at the swimsuit rack because it's not there in December, right? There's no swimsuit department really in Target or in Macy's in December. So I'm telling you, if you find swimsuits, like my thrift stores will have a couple weeks in the fall where they're clearing out all of their swimsuits, and I go ham, right? Like I go crazy picking that stuff up because I know all winter long, you know, it's slim pickings out in the real world, so people are turning to resell. Anyway, I had this listed for about 6 months and I got this at $28. I'm trying to pick up less like single pieces. Obviously, people prefer to buy sets if it's a bikini, like top and the bottom. Anyway, had it listed for $28, got an offer for $20, which I did accept with a $1 cost at the bins. This brought me to a profit of $17.29 over on eBay. So again, guys, get those swimsuits listed all year long. Do not save them up. You can always refresh them. If they haven't sold, you know, in 60 days on Poshmark, like you can always refresh them and they'll show up like new listings. So don't hold on to them. All right, next up, we've got this cute little beach dress from LSPACE. Definitely a brand you want to be keeping your eyes out for. That's the logo you're looking for. Their swimsuits are great. Their cover-ups are fantastic. Very, very expensive to buy retail. It's probably retailed $150 or so. It's one of those brands that I will pick up anytime I see it, and it doesn't necessarily matter like the size. This is cute, textured cotton with those cutouts in the front, loose on sleeves, the kind of thing you can throw on over a bathing suit and go out to dinner and look dressed for dinner, not like you're coming right off the beach. Make sure, guys, when you have stuff like this that you're using, you know, obviously you use dress and you use swim cover up and bathing suit cover up and resort wear and resort space wear. You want to use the term beach dress. A lot of people call this a beach dress, poolside. These kind of things are just flying out of my closet right now. But LSPACE, again, a great brand, very expensive retail, resells quite well as well. So I had this listed for $48 and I got an offer for $39, which I did accept. And that came after just about 1 month, and with a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $31.88, and this was a sale over on Depop. Actually, guys, question about Depop. So I've noticed a real uptick in sales. I think 4 of my orders this weekend were Depop, and that is high for me on Depop. Usually I get like maybe 1 or 2 a week. And Vendoo recently rolled out their marketplace sharing tool. So I set up, I think 3 or 4 times a day where it would share, like it would refresh all of my listings. And I think that that is what is helping move this along. Typically for me, for Depop, just kind of historically over the last couple of years, it would be like maybe 1 or 2 a week. Some weeks I would get like 3 sales, and then I would have 2 or 3 weeks of nothing. Right? Like absolutely nothing, no action, no offers, no nothing. And I don't know if it was just cycling me through things or whatever the case may be, but since I've started doing the refreshing, I've been getting a lot more action. Let me know if you are a Vendoo user or if you use a different platform that does the same thing. Let me know if you see an uptick there, or if it's maybe just Depop getting more popular. I'm not quite sure. I think it's maybe a little bit of both, but I've been pretty pleased with it. I had, I think 4 just this weekend. I had 3 or 4 more last week. Same deal over the last weekend. Like this is a long stretch, and it's been like this since they released the new features. So I would love to see Depop taking up more of a share in my sales like that. That would make me very happy. I love their interface. So let me know if you're having the same experience. Anyway, next up, this is another Depop sale. This is an adorable dress from by Anthropology. This was actually found by my mom. And it's leopard print, which, you know, we love. It is a neutral, I'll die on that hill. And it's just a cute off the shoulder, midi length, button front kind of shirt dress. So adorable. It's one of those dresses with a really flowy fabric, so it doesn't want to fold crisp. This style of dress is so classic. It's kind of fit and flare, again, that midi length. This is like your perfect date night dress. Not too fancy, not too casual, looks pulled together. You can easily throw it on with sneakers and make it more casual. I love this style of dress. And it's from by Anthropology, which is one of my favorite Anthropology like sub-brands to find. I think it's one of their more new sub-brands, which might be why it sells a little bit better, but either way, I love it. most of the pieces I find from that line sell very, very quickly. This one probably took about the longest. So I had this listed for about 5 months, again, probably about the longest lasting of the by Anthropology pieces I've had. I had it listed for $40 and I got an offer for $30, which I did accept, again, over on Depop with a $1-ish cost at the bins back east. This brought me to a profit of $27.16. So yeah, guys, let me know about Depop. I have been pleasantly surprised and I will be watching it like a hawk and reporting back as I gather more data. Next up, we've got a little Free People piece. These are a pair of shorts. Now, I found a cache of Free People shorts, and these were by far the most distressed of all of them. So I've had these for a little while, but they are super cute. Fold over button fly, size 28. I think I found 3 or 4 pairs with this. And Free People denim, for sure, stuff to pick up, especially if you see it at the bins. If you see a pair like at the regular thrift store, pull it out, take a look at the style. If it's kind of a skinny style, I would stay away from it. But if it's one of the more modern silhouettes in denim, flare jeans, wide leg, barrel leg especially, the Free People barrel leg jeans are very sought after right now. I don't know what I feel about that trend. I kind of love it, but I also feel like it would look ridiculous on me. But if you see Free People shorts, stuff like this in the bins, definitely pick it up. Even though they might take a little bit of time to sell, they do tend to sell for a pretty good price. So again, this was the most distressed of all the shorts that I had. I want to say everything else sold within about a month. So this was kind of the outlier. And I do think that over the past year specifically, the whole distressed thing has really declined. It was kind of like a very slow decline, and then over the past year, it's really dropped off. But I had these listed for $34, again, for about a year, and I had it, and I got an offer for $28, which I gladly accepted, was ready to move these on. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $21.40. So yeah, I'm glad to be moving those on. I will still pick up Free People denim, especially shorts, especially right now. Next up, we've got another Free People piece. This is a cool, like, oversized sweater. And this is like a cotton wool blend. It's really lightweight and it's beautiful lime green. It's like a perfect summer sweater with a beautiful textile and this gorgeous color that looks so good on summer skin if you're not this level of pale. Free People sweaters do well for me. They sell all year long. Anyway, I had this listed for about 3 weeks and I had it listed for $32. I got an offer for $25 on Poshmark, which I did accept. With a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $18 even. So I hope she loves it. A perfect little summer weight sweater made of gorgeous cotton wool. Next up, now this is another beach type sweater, also proof positive, guys, that sweaters sell all year long. This is from Tea by Alexander Wang. Obviously a brand you should keep your eyes out for. Alexander Wang is very, very high-end designer. Tea is, I don't know if it's considered like a diffusion line or if it's more like his casual wear line. It's not like it's sold at a different place where like Ellie Tahari would be sold at Saks Fifth Avenue, but then like Tahari would be sold at Macy's. This is more like you're gonna go to Saks Fifth Avenue and they're gonna have regular Alexander Wang pieces and then they're gonna have Tea by Alexander Wang pieces, and they're just a little bit more basic, a little bit more, you know, kind of closet stapley. This is a beautiful taupe color, open weave. I believe this is like a silk wool blend. But yeah, like I found this at the bins, and you better believe if I see anything Alexander Wang, it's getting picked up. It's the kind of thing that might sit for a little bit longer because it's in general gonna be a little bit of a higher price point, but it'll be worth the wait. So anyway, I had this listed for $49 and it popped through as a full price sale. So case in point, I did have it for about 10 months, but it still popped through at that full price point. With a $1 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $38.20. And I hope they love it. It is such a nice sweater. Like, it feels so luxe. And finally, this was a quick sale. This is from a brand called Civil Regime. And this, I didn't know anything about this brand at all, but it's one of those things that it looked really nice. The quality of the sweatshirt felt really nice. Like, this feels like a cut and sew. Like, this I don't think was like a blank that they picked out of a lineup and did it there. Like, it's a fully lined hood. The hood's tacked in the back. It's got these beautiful embroidery pieces on the hood and on the sleeves. So it's just the kind of thing that piqued my interest, and I brought it back Poshmark, and sure enough, they do like limited drops, so it's something that sells out. It has that scarcity thing going for it. So I'd say for sure, it's a brand you should keep your eyes out for. This one in particular had sold comps between like $50 and $80, just to give you an idea of kind of around what these things are going for. So I had this listed at $84 for just 1 week, and I got an offer for $68, which I did accept. With the $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $52.40 over on Poshmark. So hope he loves it. Great little piece, great find, and I will be keeping my eyes out for more Civil Regime. But that is it, guys. That is the shipment for today. Thank you so much for hanging with me while I literally get my work done. This was a pretty big shipment that we needed to get done. So I always appreciate you taking a little bit of your precious time out of your crazy busy days to yak with me and kind of nerd out about some of these things. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video. It really helps me out with YouTube. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. But without further ado, guys, I hope you have the most beautiful weekend. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in the next one.